The Nigerian Red Cross has called on the federal and state governments to enhance their effort in disaster mitigation and a greater focus on addressing catastrophes and emergencies within the country. The Secretary General of the Society, Abubakar Kende, made this call during a meeting with humanitarian response agencies in Abuja, urging the government to domesticate the international law of disaster and retort a blueprint anticipated to help in the response to unexpected disasters in the country.
Our efforts in responding to disasters has found to be inadequate as far as the situations is concerned globally. So in order to improve the impact of our responses, it has become very critical for us to do some pre-disaster planning, to do some mitigation plans. We also want to look at domesticating what we call the international disaster law, a law that creates a level ground for all agencies, organizations, civil society organizations, and of course government agencies and new agencies also to come together and play on level ground as far as mitigating and responding to disasters is concerned. Any group that has been affected by disaster, our plans and efforts that have been put together here today will mitigate the impact, will minimize the impact of whatever incidents will happen, be it flood disaster, be it conflict zone, be it war, whatever happened. Here, the plans are intended really to put things together that will really improve and enhance the timely response to this disaster, and of course, also measures that will mitigate and prevent those from happening. We had collaborated with the government in the development of the National Emergency Management Agency, popularly known as NEMA. Through the efforts, NEMA has been the coordinating agency on the effort of government across the country. We also jointly with NEMA facilitated the establishment of state emergency management agencies known as SEMAs across the state, and of course also local emergency management agencies. However, this effort seems to be really not giving the desired results, and that has motivated the government. Now we work together for the government to establish a ministry known as Ministry for Humanitarian Affairs, disaster management and social development, disaster and social welfare.
One of the key elements in terms of disaster management is the preparedness aspect. And if we are ready, we can actually face disaster with more understanding, with more coordination. And for that to happen also, we need a legal framework for that to be appropriately implemented. And that's why having all the stakeholders in country involved in disaster response to sit together to reflect and identify key roles and responsibility will go a long way in actually have a more efficient capacity to respond to disaster in Nigeria.
To the government, they are doing a lot. We just hope they continue. We are we are auxiliary to government, so we know what they are doing, and the government is doing a lot. We just encourage them to do more. It's never too much. Then for residents in waterplain areas, over the years they should have known that there are certain things that should not be done. We know people want to stick to the ancestral land, but not at the risk of losing lives. So when water is coming, when the rain is getting more, people should relocate to higher grounds and alert all the stakeholders who are here now so that they can begin to deploy their assets to see how we can mitigate the effect of flood and similar disasters.
We need to create a platform whereby we create that collaboration and synergy with those agencies so as to enable them know that what we want to do is a thing that we want to prevent, and not always when it happens then we go back to look at remedial aspect, because prevention is better than cure. And that is why we feel that the pre-disaster management agreement will give us a very robust platform to organize for the preparedness and then response in the event of this is coming up. More so that these disasters are supervening events that they don't knock at your door to tell you that they are coming. Some of them are even man-made. We cause them, some of them, but some of them are natural occurrences. And therefore, we have to draw a equilibrium in which we can manage the occurrence of these things and the prevention of them coming up.